It is almost impossible to tell the difference between these two headsets, but there are some significant differences. That's because Razer just released the Blackshark V2 Pro in the console editions. They released them for the PlayStation and for the Xbox. Obviously, we're going to be talking about the PlayStation version, which also works on PC and the Switch. And if you're already very familiar with the Razer Blackshark, since heck, they've been covered quite a bit, I will have timestamps down below and you can jump right to the tag that says, what's the difference? But again, if you're new to the Razer Blacksharks, I will go over them completely here for you to watch. But again, I wanted to keep that in there so I don't waste any of your time. But hold up. Let's get a quick word from our sponsor, being Corsair and the ever so amazing K65 Plus wireless. Trust me, if you haven't looked into the K65 Plus wireless yet, you need to. It is so good. I use it on my gaming PC and my workstation. If you want to find out more about it, take a look at the links right down in the description. Now, as far as in your box, of course, you're going to get your headset, your detachable microphone, your USB-C dongle, USB-C to A cable, all your paperwork and quick start guide, and a couple Razer stickers. So let's go and take a look at the comfort first off here, and we put them on a scale. We are going to come in at 316 grams without the microphone. Whenever we put the microphone on there, we are going to get 332 grams, so not heavy by any means. Now, as far as the dimensions of these ear pads, as you see over here, pretty nice, long and wide as well. As far as the depth, it's one thing about the Blackshark is these ear pads have always been a little bit shallow, but luckily you got that soft padding in there. So even though, yes, your ears are more likely going to be resting in there, they don't really hurt or pinch by any means. Now, as many of us are aware of, the comfort on the Razer Blacksharks are incredibly stinking cozy, and that starts again with these ear pads. They're super soft. You can see the memory foam. It just takes a little while to get up there. Again, they are shallow, so your ears sit in there, which plays in line with that little bit of pleather lining in there, which is pretty much facing down. But again, your ears are so far in there, that's blocking that sound from kind of coming out right there. But the rest is that soft sports weave material going all the way around, incredibly breathable, and again, super plush. And that's the same material you have up top right there. So even me with the bald head, you don't really feel these sitting on your head. And as far as adjustment on the Razer Blacksharks, as you see, you don't have the traditional forks or swivel here, but with it just having these little hanger brackets, they do move incredibly easy, and they will conform around any head shape right there. So you're not going to get that pressure point on the front or the back. And then adjustability, just slide up on these arms. No difference here. Again, these feel pretty much just standard like the older Blacksharks or the 2023 version of the Blacksharks. Now, if these ear pads are a downfall for you, because again, a lot of people don't like that shallowness in your ears touching right in there, and maybe you want to block out a little bit more sound. Well, luckily, these are a copy of the 2023 Blacksharks, and yes, you can use the 2023 Razer Blackshark pads made by Wicked Cushions. And let me just show you a quick tip here as far as replacing these, because these are one of the trickier ear pads to replace. Get yourself just a basic little butter knife, nothing too sharp, and just come in from the outside. So you can see right there, I'm just going to go right underneath. Oh, let me get it, that little lip. It's going to be pretty tight, but you can see my knife is now held in there, and just pry it up once. Bam, you're going to hear that one clip, two clips, and then you can actually take the pad and pry it out. Again, it's in there very tight. Don't get worried. Nothing breaks. It's just super tight. Come over here. You can get your Wicked cushion. Let's go on and slide a pad out. Let me show you the underneath. The main thing here, just to reiterate, is you have to get the 2023 edition of the Blacksharks, not the standard Blacksharks one. And then they come right over here, and you're going to push right along the edge. You'll hear those couple clips. Bam, right down, and your ear pad is in. And as you see, now you got a whole different ear pad on here, super plush. The coolant gel gonna lock in a whole lot more sound and incredibly stinking cozy. That's not hating on the stock pads, But again, just want to let you know, yes, you can change out the pads. Just make sure you get the 2023 Blackshark pads. And I've said it in multiple videos, whether that be standalone videos of previous Blackshark versions or roundup videos of multiple headsets, the Razer Blacksharks are hands down one of the most stinking cozy gaming headsets out there. Definitely in the top 3, and heck, it's probably 1 or 2. The closest competitor, in my personal opinion, is going to be the SteelSeries Arctis Nova as far as comfort. But like I always state, comfort is subjective, so that'll differ person to person, but holy smokes, these are phenomenal in the comfort department. Now, as far as build of this headset, I really don't get worried about it. I mean, I can stretch it out, twist it up, no issues whatsoever. I really like these forks because they let them move around a lot. Now, when I looked on Amazon, I saw some people's reviews and I saw a few with this little bracket broken over here. I don't get it. I've used Razer Blacksharks a whole bunch. I mean, I cycle through a lot of headsets, so I'm not using them every single day on and on. But again, dropping them or anything, I don't really get worried. But it's kind of interesting to see how people did break this out there. I don't know. I'll stretch the heck out of it right here. I'm not even getting any creaks or anything. I personally think the build is perfectly fine. Now, as far as features and functions, you have your detachable microphone with that included pop filter here, your USB-C dongle, which you can see it is blue for PlayStation. I like how the dongle or the USB-C port is on the right side. So if you plug it into your PlayStation 5, it's not going to cover up your USB-A port. Coming over to the headset, same as before, you got your volume wheel over here, you have your microphone mute button, you have your power button, you have your USB-C charge port, which they're stating you get up to 70 hours when they tested it on PC, and up to 48 hours on PlayStation 5. Not sure how the difference is. As far as me, I just plug it in every now and then, and again, I'm perfectly fine. Never had any issues with battery life. Up here is the port for your microphone, and over here is your Bluetooth and multi-function button. And this is where I'm going to show you the core differences of the console version of the Blacksharks. And that starts with that Bluetooth button I was showing you over there. Again, talking to PlayStation version, you now have access to the app. And just to be clear, I am using a test version of this app, so it may be a little bit different whenever it comes out. But anyways, we are paired Bluetooth to my iPhone. We're going to click on this here. You're going to see it cycle up to connect. We're going to go through this together here. As you see, it's got quick connect right to my phone, do not disturb mode whenever you're in the 2.4, and you come over here to game mode, and then you have your equalizer. And I really like this. Let me go up here to default, which is music, you got game, movie, and then we'll come down here to custom. And just so you can see this here, this is my custom EQ. We're starting at 4 over on the bass end, or the highs, the treble, and 4 over on the bass, and I drop my mids down to 1, right down there, coming up here to 1 to 3 and 3, and then down to 2 over here. So as you see, I pretty much got that standard smiley curve. I don't really like how Razer does this waveform in their EQs. I wish it was a little bit more, I don't know, even. It's just, I don't know, maybe driving me nuts, right? But I do like pulling out my highs a little bit more because we all know the Blacksharks are a little bit softer, kind of a little bit more bass that roll into the mids, which we'll talk about in the sound. But again, talking about the app here, again, you can set a custom EQ when set in Bluetooth mode. You also have the esports, which you can hold this button down for, I believe it's 4 or 5 seconds, and then it will go into esports EQs. You see, you got Apex, Call of Duty, and then Fortnite. And you come in here and actually dabble with these. So if you're like, okay, I like that, but man, there's a little bit too much bass, I can pull it down. You want to go back to the other, you can click reset right there. Now, as far as using the app in-game, again, it has to be synced to Bluetooth, at least in the test mode here, but I think that's going to be in the standard mode as well, because this is not a simultaneous Bluetooth where you're going to get your music or app control while you're playing your game in 2.4 with the dongle connected. It's either one or the other, which is a stinker because I do prefer simultaneous. But anyways, it's double press, and then you get into Bluetooth, set what you want, double press, get back to 2.4, and then it's single press where you can cycle through these EQs here as well. Now, another difference is going to be with the Xbox version of this headset. It's going to come with a different dongle, which you see on all Xbox headsets, where you can switch it from Xbox to USB. We see it in SteelSeries and pretty much every Xbox headset, which allows those to work on PlayStation. But unfortunately, you're not going to get the features and functions on them, which is really going to separate the PlayStation to the Xbox one. You're seeing a PlayStation one where you get the app control over here. Now on the Xbox version, again, you got that switch over there, but you also get to control them through that Razer app on the Xbox, kind of like we saw in the Kyras, I believe it was before, the Kyra Pros. I absolutely love that app within the Xbox because bam, you can just adjust it on the fly right there, tweak everything as you go. I absolutely love that feature here. Again, on the PlayStation 1, no app within the console. Your sound control and adjustment and everything is over here on your phone. And one little minor difference as far as the console version compared to the other 2.3s is the voice prompts in there. The regular 2023 version sounds more robotic in there. This one definitely sounds more like a human voice, but you get the same prompts within there. It's just different voices. And the dongles are different. The original 2023s come with, again, that USB-A dongle. The console edition comes with USB-C. So now let's go and get the microphone test of this headset. And right now you're listening to it plugged in via the dongle. I will also do a Bluetooth test, and we'll talk about some of the microphone settings you can do in there as well. But again, we're plugged and play, set to default. I do have my mic monitoring set to 80% here. And I will tell you, the mic monitoring of this headset, we all know with the Razer microphones, like right now it's pretty much, I don't know, what is that? Yeah, 2 fingers from my mouth as far as the microphone. If I pull it closer here, you're going to see it's going to come a whole lot louder. And then if I pull it away, it's going to get a whole lot more quiet, as you hear in there. There's a really cool thing about these microphones here. I feel like that 2 finger length is perfect for me. I got a lot of P's and T's. But anyways, other than that, the mic monitoring of this, I got it set to 80%. And it's pretty much like, I don't know, maybe like a phone call. If I'm just talking to someone on my phone, I can hear it right there. It's really nice and crystal clear for sure. But again, the further I pull it out, the lower the mic monitoring gets, just like how you're hearing the microphone in there. So really cool to be able to adjust that. Again, mine is set to 80%, and you're listening to this microphone plugged straight into the dongle set at default, no tweaking or anything. Anyways, I'm going to switch over to Bluetooth. You know what? I'm going to try to do this with you guys here. I'm going to just double press. Okay, well, that was interesting. If you guys just saw that on the screen right there, once I actually paused the recording, it let me access the app. So let me see if I can still play around with the app while I'm recording. That was kind of interesting. Again, I'm using a test version here, so take a lot of this lightly. Anyways, you can see my charge over here, the quick connect, all that stuff we already talked about. But I want to come down here, the mic monitoring. You see I got it set to 80%. Let me see if I come down. Yeah, when I'm down to like 40%, I honestly barely hear anything. Coming up here to 60, I'm starting to hear stuff quite a bit. Coming up here to 77. Really pretty good. And then again, when I get that 80, I feel like it's a good mark. Over here, oh geez, at 100%, it's definitely a whole bit much. I think 80 is really that sweet spot for mic monitoring here. Anyways, a mic equalizer over here. You see we've been set to default. If I come over to broadcast, this is what broadcast sounds like, just so you can hear some differences. Conference, this is the conference mic equalizer, just so you can hear a difference from default broadcast to conference. Now we'll go over to mic boost. I'm not sure if that's going to make me sound incredibly loud, but again, we heard default, broadcast, conference, mic boost, and then you come down here and set a custom if you want a little bit more bass brought out here, maybe some more mids or something so the highs aren't screeching, and then maybe just a little bit of highs or something. You can, again, tweak that. And then coming back up here to default, just so you can hear the differences as far as the mic adjustment. And again, so you have the mic equalizer and the mic monitoring within the app. So again, as I stated in multiple videos before, the Razer Blacksharks have one of the best microphones out there. Again, just tweak that distance for yourself. So you got P's and T's like me, pull it away a little bit more, adjust the volume in there, whatever. Really like the mic monitor whenever it shoots up into that, again, that 80% type of range. The only issue, again, as you all saw right there, is being able to control it, the app, while I was using something else. I think that's just an early version here. Once it's fully released, I'll leave a pinned comment down below to let you guys know, hey, is that fixed or is that still an issue? But again, I think the biggest thing, still going back to where I talked about in the features and functions, is the simultaneous, where if I'm in 2.4, I can't adjust any of that. So I don't know, hopefully there's some tweakware around that or a firmware update where you can still access the app while you're in it, even though there's not simultaneous. So I don't know how they'll do it, but again, that's just something I would like to see. So lastly, let's go and talk about the sound of this headset. And if you're familiar with previous versions of the Razer Blacksharks, well, they're pretty much the exact same. 50mm Triforce drivers, And again, they sound the exact same. The biggest difference is being able to adjust that sound on the fly somewhat here. I don't want to beat a dead horse talking about, well, I can't adjust it because, again, I don't know if it's going to be updated in the app right there where you can adjust it there. But out of the box, the Blacksharks are known to be a little bit more bass, a little bit mids heavy, a little bit softer out there. Now with the Triforce drivers, you're still going to get that highs and that separation within your treble to bass and mids down there. So it's not muddy or rumbly, just a little bit softer. As I showed you in my EQ in the features and functions department there, I like pulling out a little bit more of those highs, and it's really nice because me playing Diablo, Last Epoch, and mainly story games, I'm not a big FPS player these days. You know, I just like a good story game or something, you know? So with the dialogue and a whole lot of chaos going on, you get it here. And that's what I like. Again, talking Diablo, Last Epoch, you got weapons, monsters, all sorts of craziness going on. It's still separated all, and you got the sound for each different environment or game you're in. Now, talking about some of the other EQs down there, you saw you had the esports EQ, which you have on the original or the 2023 Blacksharks at least. I did play a couple rounds of Fortnite, testing out that esports EQ in Fortnite, and then comparing it up to my EQ. What I noticed is the Fortnite, which you notice this in a lot of FPS EQs, they just, I don't want to sound bad, but they just dumb down the sound, right? They're going to mute whether it be the bass or the trebles, whichever game they think uses more of it right there. And then it sounds like, it's just a boring sound. I'm sorry, it's boring sound. It's like that fake, right? That fake 7.1. I've stated it since day one. I don't like stuff like that. I like to have fun when I'm gaming and really pull out an EQ to tweak it where I can hear what I want to hear. Again, me pulling out some of the highs so I can hear, again, those reloads and those footsteps and stuff. Sound is just as much personal preference as comfort, right? So you get in there and really dabble with an EQ because you can make this headset truly shine. You can't pull out too much bass. It's not going to be thumpy or rumbly, but again, you can pull it out where you got that immersion over here and you still have that environment and that detail over there. It's a really fun headset with those Triforce drivers. It's not going to be muddy or jumbled together. You're going to get all sorts of good sounds out of it, you know? But again, I don't think the esports EQs shine in my personal opinion, but again, I'm not a competitive FPS player. I like to have fun when I'm gaming, and I like my sound to, again, be that fun sound. This is, I think, one of the most important aspects of gaming. Just as long as with your graphics and your display, sound plays a big role. So don't make your sound horrible, right? Have fun with your sound and really dial it EQ. Maybe use mine as a starting point and then tweak it how you like. So after looking over the Razer Blackshark Console Edition, we have a couple questions to ask here. Number one, MSRP coming in at $200, same as the original Blacksharks. So are they worth it? Yes, as I've stated many times before, I love this headset and I think it backs up that price. My one complaint, as in multiple videos or even this video, is I wish they had simultaneous Bluetooth. I don't know if that's a bigger expense or whatever, but that is something I would like. But I think the biggest question here is, should you get the console version or the original 2023s, which you can get on sale for around $160, $170 now and save some money? And the best way for me to put this here is, if you play on console, whether it be PlayStation or Xbox, and that's really it, or if that's your primary source or where you're going to use that headset, yes, hands down, get the headset that goes with that console. Get that Xbox One so you can take advantage of that app within the system. Get the PlayStation One so you can take advantage of the app on your phone and really tweak and dabble with some of those sounds. If you're on PC, just save some money and get the original 2023s because you get all the same functions over here as you get over there. And again, you can save some money. But I do truly stand by, if you're on console, the features and functions packed into the console edition really back it up and justify it. And that's where I would point you. So as far as the Razer Blackshark console edition, again, a complete win in my book. I absolutely love the Razer Blacksharks, and I hope this video was able to help you out. And if it was, please hit that thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I hope I catch you in the next one. Bye now.